Hello dear student, I am Najmu Saheb, lecturer in business studies, Vishwamana PU College, Chitradurga. So dear students, in previous videos we have discussed regarding the concept of financial management, as well as we have seen the main important decision that a financial manager is going to take in an organization or in a company. That particularly we have discussed regarding the financing decision as well as the investment decision we have discussed in our last videos. In today's videos, we shall discuss regarding very important and one of the major decisions that every financial manager in a company is going to take is dividend decision. Okay, so dividend decision is one of the major decisions that a financial manager is going to take in a company. Okay, this decision is related to how much profit is going to distribute to the shareholders. Okay, so as you know that dividend is a part of profit or portion of profit that a company is going to distribute to its shareholders. So dividend here refers to the part or portion of a profit that a company is going to distribute to its shareholders is called as a dividend. Okay. So here dividend decision refers to the decision related to how much profit of the company or profit earned by the company after paying the tax is distributed to the shareholders, and what percentage of the profit is being retained in your business. That particular decision is called as a dividend decision. Dividend decision is a decision related to how much of the profit earned by the company or firm is to be distributed to the shareholders, in the form of dividend, and how much profit is retained in the business. The business is called as a dividend decision. So dividend decision here refers to it is related to the how much profit earned, how much of the profit earned by a company after paying the tax, how much profit left with the company. Whatever the left profit after paying tax is there, that profit is to be distributed to the investors, that is what the shareholders. Here the shareholders like equity shareholders as well as preference shareholders, we need to pay certain amount for their investment. That amount is called as a dividend in a financial management. Okay, so that amount has to be distributed to the shareholders, okay, as a dividend, and how much profit of the firm, how much profit of the company is to be retained in the business for the further use. How much profit you are going to retain. Say for example, your company has earned 100 rupees as a profit per year. Okay, here the financial manager has to take the decision regarding how much 100 rupees of a profit I need to give to the shareholders and how much amount I need to keep that in a business. That is what the dividend. Say for example, a company is earning 100 rupees as a profit. So in 100 rupees, 25% he is giving or distributing the amount to the shareholders in the form of dividend, and remaining 70% he is keeping the 70% of profit in a business as a retained earnings. That decision is called as a dividend decision. So whatever the decision he is taking here, that particular decision is called as a dividend decision. This dividend decision will have an influence, will have an effect, will have a bearing, will have an impact on our financing decision, will have an effect on a financing decision of a firm. Because in financing decision, we will search for the sources of funds. Okay, we will search here from which source I can raise the money. Okay, if the company itself, the funds are available within the company, then there is a need not go for the outside for raising the amount. Okay, that is what it will have a bearing, it will have an impact on our financing decision. That is what? Dividend decision. How much profit of the company has to give to the outsider, that is to the shareholders, and what percentage of amount I need to keep with myself. That is, myself means here with the company. Okay. So that whatever the amount that has been retained, that amount can be utilized for the growth purpose, for expansion purpose, in order to meet the contingencies, in order to meet the losses, whatever arises in the business. So that amount can be used for the growth of the company. That is what? Dividend decision. Okay. Now let us discuss the factors which influences or the factors which affect the dividend decision. Factors affecting dividend decision or factor influencing dividend decision, very important here. Again, dividend decision. So it is very important, not from the point of your examination, but it's also important for your higher education. Okay. The first and foremost important factor that need to consider by the financial manager while taking the dividend decision is amount of earning or amount of profit. Amount of profit. As you all know that the dividend is a part of profit. Okay. Since dividend is paid out of current as well as the past profit earned by a company. Okay. So here amount of profit is nothing but the amount, okay, the quantum of amount you have earned in the form of profit. By using the profit, you are going to distribute the dividend to the shareholders. Since the past as well as the current profit is a source for distributing the dividend to the shareholders. This profit or this amount of profit constitute a major determinant that to be considered while taking a decision regarding the distribution of dividend. Okay, are you getting? So amount of profit is nothing but the quantum of profit you are earning. By using the profit, you are going to distribute the dividend. Okay, you are going to distribute the dividend to the shareholders. So how much profit you have earned is a major point or major determinant that you have to consider, that you have to take into account, that you have to take into consideration while deciding about the dividend or while taking the decision regarding the payment of dividend to the shareholders. That is what? Amount of profit. Next one is stability in earnings. Stability in earnings. So stability means what? Stable. If a company is earning, the company's earning is stable. Okay, there is no much fluctuation. The company's earning is stable, then the company is going to give a higher rate of dividend to the shareholders. Are you getting? So stability in earnings means if the earnings of a company is stable, year by year the company is earning profit. Okay, there is no fluctuation in a profit. Then the company is going to give or the company is going to distribute higher dividend to the shareholders. In case if the company's earning is unstable, there will be a fluctuation. This year is profit, last year is loss. Next coming year will be a loss. In that case, the company are not going to distribute higher rate of dividend to the shareholders. That is what? Stability in earning. Next one is stability in dividend. Stability in dividend. Stability in earning, stability in dividend is nothing but if a firm or if a company is earning profit, if a company forecasts that there is a potential profit in the coming days, okay, the company is regularly earning profit and the earnings is day by day increasing in trend, okay. In that situation, the company is going to give higher rate of dividend, okay. They are going to offer the higher rate of dividend per share. Dividend per share will be increased when the company forecast that, when the company estimated that the increasing trend in the profit, they are going to earn, or there will be a potential of growth in their company, potentiality in increase in the profit in a future days. In such situation, the dividend per share will be increased. If the company forecasts that there will be a no increment in their profit, okay, there will be a no condition for increasing their profit, in such situation they are not going to pay higher dividend per share. In the sense, any little or any small changes in the profit, say for example, last year you have earned 1 crore rupees, and this year you have earned 2 crore rupees, and the next year you are again earning 1 crore rupees. In that situation, the dividend per share will remain same. There will be no fluctuation, there will be no alteration in the payment of dividend per share to the equity shareholders or preference shareholders. In case, take for example, the earnings of the company is increasing. Last year is 1 crore, this year is 2 crores, and next coming years will be 4, and the next will be 5. Likewise, if there is a potential growth in the company's earning, then the dividend per share will be increased. That is what? Stability dividend. Stability in dividend. Stability of dividends, we say. Stability of dividend. So stability of dividend means what? If the company's earning is a potential, okay, in future days their earnings are going to be increased. In that situation, there will be higher dividend per share. If if the earnings of the company is not stable, okay, if there will be small changes, or there will be a no permanent increase in trend in the profit, then they are not going to pay, or there will be a lower dividend rate per share. That is what? Stability of dividend. And the next one is growth opportunity. Growth opportunity. Growth opportunities. So growth opportunities here nothing but, so the company is going to pay higher rate of dividend when the company knows that there will be a no opportunity for the growth of the company. Okay, when there is a growth of a company, the dividend will be less. Okay, the percentage of dividend what you are distributing to the shareholders, that will be less when there is a growth. When the company is expected to grow in a future course of time. When the companies wants to grow, or companies want to diversify its business, then the dividend distribution will be less. When there is an opportunity for the growth, the dividend payment for the shareholders will be less. When the growth for the companies will be not there, the opportunity for the growth is not there, they are going to pay higher dividend to the equity shareholders as well as the preference shareholders. That is what? Growth opportunity. Growth opportunity is there, lower dividend or no dividend. If the growth opportunity is not there, there will be higher dividend to the shareholders. Next is what? Cash flow position of a company. Cash flow position. So payment of dividend to the shareholders here is outflow of cash from the company. Okay, when you are paying dividend in terms of cash, that is what? Outflow from the company, or outflow of cash from the firm. Okay, so a company may be in a profit, though the company is earning profit, but there will be a shortage of cash. Okay, availability of enough cash should be there while taking the decision regarding the dividend payment. If the sufficient cash is not available, then they have to think alternatively. Alternative is what? Whether to give a stock, whether to give a shares, whether to give a bonus. That the alternative methods they have to follow when the cash is not available, when the company is not in a liquid position. In such a situation, they need to take another decision, like giving the bonus to the shareholders, giving stock to the shareholders. Like different method they are going to follow when there is a cash not available, sufficient fund is not there. In that situation, other method will be there. But company should ensure that a financial manager has to see that before making a decision regarding the dividend payment, whether the cash is there, whether my company is in a liquid position or not, that has to be ensured. That is what? Cash position of a company. The next decision, the next point that has to be considered is shareholders' preference. Shareholders' preferences. Okay. The preferences of shareholders, okay, the expectations of the shareholders also has to be keep in mind while taking the dividend decision. Okay, the expectation or the preferences of the shareholders has to be considered before making a dividend decision, because there are certain shareholders who think that the dividend is only the source for their livelihood. Okay, for them the company has to give the regular dividend for them. That is what a shareholders preferences. Or some shareholders will expect a higher dividend. That preferences, that expectation should also be met by a company. Next one is taxation policy. Taxation policy. The next point is taxation policy. The taxation policy of a country will also have influences on a decision regarding the dividend. Okay, here the manager has to choose between the retained earnings, okay, and the differences different treatment in case of retained earnings as well as the capital gain. He has to choose between these two. Okay, if the tax rate on a dividend is high, it is better to pay less dividend to the shareholders. When if the tax rate on a dividend is high, it is better to pay less dividend. In same case, if the tax rate on dividend is low, it is better to give higher dividend to the shareholders. Although the tax is free to the shareholders, Indian shareholders, but the Indian company is going to pay on behalf of the shareholders. This is what the taxation point. Next point is stock market reaction. The stock market reaction will also have bearing on a dividend decision. Generally, the investor views that if any company is paying higher dividend to its shareholders, then it is a good news for them. And the price of share of a particular company will also affect positively in a stock market. When it is possible, when the company is giving higher dividend to its shareholders. When the company is giving higher dividends to its shareholders, it will positively affect the price of a share of particular company in a market. Okay, the market reaction will change positively. Similarly, if any company is providing or distributing lower dividend to its shareholders, then it will negatively impact on a company's as well as the market, okay, market of the equity shareholders. So thereby a manager has to consider the market reaction, stock market reaction while taking the dividend distribution. Next one is access to stock market or access to stock market. So usually those company who are reputed, the large company as well as the reputed company, they can easily access to the stock market in order to borrow the funds from the capital market. Okay, they can easily enter the market and they can borrow the funds from the capital market. In that case, they need not to maintain huge retained earnings. Okay, they need not to maintain any retained earnings. In that case, they will give the higher dividend to the shareholders. Okay, for small companies, it is difficulty for them to go for the stock market to raise the amount. Okay, they will retain the amount in the company. When the retained will be there, when the retained will be more, automatically the dividend per share will be less. The dividend given to the shareholders will be low. That is what access to the stock market. Usually, large companies and reputed companies, famous company, they can easily enter the market and they can raise. Okay, they need not to maintain any retained earnings in their business. Such companies will give you higher dividend to the shareholders. Okay. And those company who faces problem to go for the market to raise the money, such companies will maintain huge amount of retained earnings. Such company will not give higher dividends to the shareholders. They will prefer to go for the lower dividends to the shareholders. That is what access to the stock market. Last one is legal constraint. Legal constraint is nothing but while deciding about the dividend decision, legal constraint will also have to take into the consideration. Legal constraint is nothing but the provision and act, okay, the law, the rules and regulations, they have to follow while distributing the dividend to the shareholders. And the last one is contractual constraint. Last factor that has to be considered by a financial manager is a contractual constant. While granting a loan, while borrowing loan from by a company, from any financial institution, or by any banking institution, there will be a certain restriction on the company with regards to the payment of dividend. Certain banks and certain financial institutions, they will restrict the companies in the payment of the dividend to the shareholders. Certain companies or certain banks, what they will say, you need to pay this percentage of dividend only to the shareholders, or you should not give any dividend to the shareholders. Likewise, they put the limitations. Okay, when we go for borrowings in the financial institution or the banks, that is what we say contractual constant. If the dividend is not violated in terms of loan agreement in this regard, they should not violate the rules. Whatever they have, they make a contract with the company, they should not violate with regards to the dividend. Okay, that is what constant, contractual constant. First one is amount of profit. Amount of profit, how much profit you are earning. Okay, and by using the profit, you are going to distribute the dividends to the shareholder. That is what the first point. Stability of earnings. Stability of earnings is nothing but again here. So if the company earnings is stable, if the company's earnings are stable, then they prefer to go for the higher dividend. When the earnings are unstable, they prefer to give lower dividend. Stability of dividend. Stability of dividend is if any small changes in your profit, okay, if any alteration in the profit, but they are not going to alter the dividend per share. They are going to give fixed percentage of dividend per share. If a company see that if their earnings are increasing in trend, if there is a huge the potential earnings will be there, then they'll prefer to give the higher dividend per share. If they see that the earnings are very small and it is temporary in nature, in such case they are going to give a lower dividend per share. Growth opportunity. If the company is in a growth position, if a company have an opportunity to grow, such company will give you lower dividend. But when the company has no opportunity for the growth, then they will give higher dividend. Low cash position. Before taking decision, a firm has to ensure that a firm is in a liquid position or not. That has to be ensured. Shareholders' preferences. Their expectation has to be keep into mind, and that their preferences need to be considered while distributing the dividend to the shareholders. Taxation policy. If tax rate on dividend is high, it is better to give less dividend. Okay, when the tax rate on dividend is less, it is better to give higher dividend. That is what the taxation policy have to follow. Stock market reaction. Stock market reaction is nothing but if any company is giving higher dividend, it is a positive effect on a market. If any company is giving less dividend, it will have a negative effect on a stock market. Access to stock market. Usually the reputed company and large scale company, they can easily borrow the fund from the market. Such companies need not to keep huge amount as a retained earnings. Instead, the company's profit can be given to the shareholders in the way of dividend at a higher rate. Okay, but in case of smaller scale company, it is for small scale industries companies, it is difficult for them to access the stock market. It is difficult for them to raise the money from the market. They will maintain huge amount as a retained earning. In such situation, they are not in a position to give higher dividend, but they will go for the lower dividend to the shareholders. Next is legal constant. Legal constant means while distributing the dividend to the shareholders, certain rules, certain regulations, certain provisions of the act have to be adhered, that have to be followed. Next is contractual constant. Contractual constant is nothing but while granting loans to the companies or while taking loans by the company from any financial institution, there will be a certain contractual limitations, okay, with regards to the distribution of dividend. This is what the factors that will influences on a decision. What decision? Dividend decision. Okay. The next topic is financial planning. Again, it is very important. It will be asked for the 1 mark. It is 1 mark question or 2 marks question, depends. Okay. Financial planning. As you know that financial planning is very essential. It is essentially the preparation of blueprint, the preparation of financial blueprint of a organization future operation is called as a financial planning. Financial planning here refers to the preparation of financial blueprint of the organizations future operation is called as a financial planning. Okay, financial planning is required for the smooth working of a company. For the effective and smooth running of a company, a financial planning is very essential. This financial planning also have an impact on your financing decision. Okay, again it is interlinked with the dot. Okay, financial planning here refers to the preparation of financial blueprint. Financial blueprint is nothing but again, okay, you need to prepare the expenditure and income of a company's operation. What will be the future expenses and what will be the future income for a company. That is what you have to prepare a blueprint of an organization future operations. In simple words, we can say budget. Okay, budget is nothing but again, okay, it is a financial statement which will be expressed in numerical way. That is what the expenditures and incomes of a company during a particular period. Say for example 1 year or within 1 year. That is called as a budget. Okay, here also as a financial manager, he has to make a plan regarding the investment and regarding the sources of finance. Okay, so this financial planning ensures that there will be availability of the financial planning ensures the adequate availability of funds in time. So this financial planning helps the manager. Okay, it ensures that there will be adequate availability of funds. Okay, the required amount should be there at the disposal of a company. Okay, that is what the adequate availability of fund, and that amount should be available in time. In time you need the resources will be there for the company to grab any opportunity or in order to run the company. If a company fails to arrange the fund in time, then the companies are not in a position to honor its commitments, are not in a position to work on its plan or work on its target. That is what the important or main objective of financial planning. If adequate finance is not available, it will affect the overall operations of a company. Okay, and if the funds are available in excess, okay, if the funds are available more, then it adds to the cost to the company, then it leads to the unnecessary wastage of the resources. Okay, here he has to ensure, as a financial manager, he has to ensure that there should be a adequate availability of fund. Okay, there should be not more and there should be a not shortage. Shortage of funds will also be dangerous, and excess of fund will also be dangerous for the company. So there will be a slight differences between the financial management and the financial planning. These both are not equivalent. They both are not substitute to each other. The financial management aim is to wealth maximization. Wealth maximization is the main objective of the financial management. Objective of financial management is what? Wealth maximization of the shareholders and taking three important decisions. That is what? Arranging for finance and investment of finance. Okay, choosing the alternatives. That is what the objectives of financial management or aims of financial management. But whereas the aim of financial planning is the smooth operation of a firm. Okay, the smooth operation by focusing on a fund requirement. By focusing on fund requirement and their availability in the lights of a financial decision. So the main aim of financial plan is smooth running or smooth operation of the firm by focusing on availability of fund in the lights of the financial decision. Whatever the decisions you have taken, in lights of that, whether the funds are available or not. Okay, it ensures the smooth operation of a company. Okay, so here the financial manager has to forecast the adequate amount required for the company, as well as that amount should be available in time. This is what the financial planning is. Coming to the objectives of financial planning, there are two objectives. One is availability of adequate fund. Coming to the objectives of financial planning, first one is it ensures availability of funds whenever required. And the next one is to see that firm is not raising unnecessary funds. Okay. The first objective what they are showing, it ensures the availability of funds whenever required. So this includes that there will be a proper estimation of funds required for the different purposes. So here, as a financial planner, as a financial manager, you have to estimate, you have to forecast accurately you have to forecast, okay, how much fund is required for the different purposes. Different purpose is nothing but for the investment in a long term as well as the short term. Okay, the amount needed for the long term investment and the amount needed for the running the day-to-day activities of the business. That is what ensures the availability of required fund, adequate fund, that has to be clearly, accurately have to be estimated, and even you should also estimate that at what time the fund should be made available, when the fund should made available for its disposal. That also has to be estimated properly and accurately. And this financial management will also tries to specify the possible sources of finance, okay, or possible sources of fund. It will also specify. That is what it ensures the availability of adequate fund whenever required. The next one is to see that firm is not arise resources unnecessarily fund. Okay, so huge profit, okay, excess of money will also be equal as a inadequate fund. Okay, it is bad for the company, because when there is a idle fund in the company, it will give rise to the cost. Okay, there will be a wastage of resources. So a proper financial planning, a good financial planning ensures that the fund, whatever the excess funds are there, that excess fund should be invested in a better investment opportunities. That should be invested in a good investment opportunity. And see that there will be no funds left idle. Okay, no fund is being kept idly, or there will be no wastage of fund. That should be ensured by a financial planner. Thus, a proper matching of funds requirement and their availability sought to be achieved by the financial planning. Okay, this should be achieved by the financial planning. What is that? The proper matching of funds requirement and their availability of fund, okay, in time, that will be achieved through the financial planning. So the financial planning is a process of estimating the funds requirement of a company, okay, and it also specifies the sources of fund. Okay, it also specifies the sources of fund is called as a financial planning. This is what the major objectives of financial planning. Okay, thank you. Here are some assignment question. The first one is what is dividend. Here you have to give the meaning of dividend. And the next is what is dividend decision. Okay, here also you have to give the decision meaning, dividend decision meaning, that is for the 2 marks, very important question. And the next very important question is what is financial planning? Like it is also for the 2 marks. It is very also important. Next one is mention the factors influencing the dividend decision or factors affecting or factors bearing on dividend decision that you have to be mentioned here. Okay, these are the assignment question. Thank you.